Information Canapule. The year was 1944. World War II raged across the globe, its grip tightening on a war-torn Europe. For years the Nazi war machine had held sway over much of the continent, casting a dark shadow over the hopes of millions. June 6, 1944, marked a pivotal turning point in World War II, the day the Allied forces launched the largest amphibious invasion in history, Operation Overlord, better known as D-Day. The objective to liberate Western Europe from Nazi tyranny, the stage the beaches of Normandy, France. Thousands of ships carrying Allied troops set sail across the English Channel, their destination the heavily fortified coastline of Nazi-occupied France. This was no ordinary military operation, it was a colossal undertaking, a testament to the unwavering resolve of the Allied forces to reclaim freedom for a continent held captive. The soldiers aboard those ships, many of them young men barely old enough to shave, carried the weight of the free world on their shoulders. They were about to face the full might of the German war machine, entrenched behind concrete fortifications and barbed wire, determined to repel any attempt to breach Hitler's Atlantic Wall. Behind the scenes of this monumental operation were brilliant military minds, strategists who dedicated themselves to crafting a plan for victory against seemingly insurmountable odds. At the helm of this Allied endeavor stood General Dwight D. Eisenhower, the supreme Allied commander, a figure who embodied calm resolve and unwavering determination. Eisenhower's leadership was instrumental in uniting the Allied forces, American, British, Canadian, and Free French, into a cohesive fighting force. His strategic brilliance, coupled with his ability to inspire confidence in those under his command, proved crucial in overcoming the immense challenges that lay ahead. Working alongside Eisenhower was General Bernard Montgomery, commander of the Anglo-Canadian 21st Army Group, a brilliant tactician known for his meticulous attention to detail. Montgomery played a pivotal role in devising the intricate landing plans and ensuring that the troops were adequately prepared for the fierce resistance they were sure to encounter. Recognizing the formidable nature of the German defenses, the Allies devised innovative solutions to overcome the challenges posed by the Atlantic Wall. Central to their plan were the Mulberry Harbors, temporary artificial ports designed to facilitate the rapid offloading of troops, vehicles, and supplies onto the Normandy beaches. Furthermore, the Allies employed a sophisticated deception strategy, codenamed Operation Bodyguard, to mislead the Germans about the timing and location of the invasion. The date is etched in history, June 6, 1944, D-Day. As dawn broke over the English Channel, the Allied invasion force, a vast armada of warships, landing craft, and support vessels, approached the Normandy coast. Thousands of Allied aircraft roared overhead, providing air cover and softening up German defenses with a relentless bombardment. Amidst this deafening symphony of war, the first wave of landing craft approached the 5 designated beaches: Utah, Omaha, Gold, Juneau, and Sword, each bearing its own unique set of challenges and objectives. At Omaha Beach, the U.S. 1st and 29th Infantry Divisions faced a ferocious onslaught from heavily fortified German positions atop the bluffs overlooking the beach. Section 4, a hard-fought advance from beaches to breakthrough. The initial landings were just the beginning of a long and arduous campaign. The Allies had gained a foothold on the continent, but the battle for Normandy was far from over. They faced fierce resistance from determined German defenders, who fought tenaciously to hold back the Allied advance. Progress was slow and measured in yards, often gained at a terrible cost. The Norman hedgerows, ancient earthen embankments topped with thick vegetation, provided ideal defensive positions for the Germans, channeling Allied troops into killing zones. Tanks and heavy equipment struggled to navigate the bocage, giving the advantage to German infantry armed with anti-tank weapons. Casualties mounted on both sides as the battle raged across the Norman countryside. Despite heavy losses and facing a well-equipped and entrenched enemy, the Allies' resolve never wavered. They fought with incredible courage and tenacity, drawing inspiration from their fallen comrades, and the knowledge that the fate of Europe hung in the balance. Section 5, Cherbourg and Caen strategic prizes in the Normandy campaign. As the Allies pushed inland, 2 key objectives emerged: the port city of Cherbourg and the strategically important city of Caen. Cherbourg, with its deep-water harbor, was essential for supplying the Allied armies in France. Its capture would alleviate the reliance on the vulnerable artificial ports. Caen, a vital road and rail hub, held significant strategic value for both sides. The British and Canadians faced fierce resistance in their efforts to capture Caen. The city was heavily defended by elements of the Panzer Lehr Division, one of the most formidable formations in the German army. The battle for Caen raged for weeks, a brutal and attritional struggle that left the city in ruins. Despite their best efforts to disable the port facilities, the Germans could not prevent the Allies from eventually capturing Cherbourg. Section 6. Operation Cobra and the Falaise Pocket. Turning the tide decisively. By late July 1944, the Allied breakout from Normandy was imminent. Operation Cobra, a massive offensive launched by the U.S. Army, aimed to break through the German lines and advance into open terrain. Preceded by a devastating aerial bombardment, American forces surged forward, punching a hole in the weakened German defenses. The breakout was a resounding success, unleashing the pent-up power of the Allied armies. German forces, now facing the prospect of encirclement, began a desperate retreat eastward. British, Canadian, and American forces converged on a shrinking pocket of German resistance around the town of Falaise. Trapped German units, desperate to escape the encirclement, fought with the ferocity of cornered animals. The Battle of the Falaise Pocket marked a decisive turning point in the Normandy campaign. Section 7. Liberation's Echo, the Legacy of the Normandy Campaign. On August 25, 1944, French and American troops entered Paris, liberating the city from 4 years of Nazi occupation. The streets of the French capital erupted in jubilation as Parisians celebrated their newfound freedom. The liberation of Paris marked not only a symbolic victory, but also a strategic turning point. The Germans had been driven from France, and the Allied armies were now poised to carry the fight into the heart of the Third Reich. The Battle of Normandy was a pivotal victory for the Allies, marking the beginning of the end for Nazi Germany in Western Europe. It came at a heavy price, with tens of thousands of Allied soldiers killed, wounded, or missing in action. The sacrifices made on those blood-soaked beaches and in the hedgerow country of Normandy should never be forgotten. The legacy of D-Day and the Normandy campaign extends far beyond the battlefields of France, standing as a testament to the indomitable spirit of those who fought for freedom against tyranny. And remember to subscribe to my channel, like it, and share it so more people can enjoy the content.